Hey, Mark, just wanted to see what you thought the differences were between the first half and the second half, and the way you guys executed on both ends.
First half, I think that we were attacking after getting stops. Second half, we didn't get as many stops, so when you take the ball at the net, it allows their defense to get set a little better. You have to execute your actions and be a little more physical to fight for those spots. We didn't get to the paint at all in the second half. We didn't make their defense collapse and overhelp, and the ball didn't move as well because of that. They did a good job. They did a good job adjusting. Daring us to shoot on those pick and roll, and we got to do a better job of screening and making those guards, get to the paint, and as big rolling, creating second side help. And yeah.
Frank said that he wants to make sure to be able to use all three centers, so Drummond and Harrell and yourself. And tonight, obviously, you played. Montrez didn't. Mark, how has that been communicated, and how do you think you guys just play through that and find a rhythm?
It's not an ideal situation for anybody. I'm sure that I've just been in that situation and not played for a few games, and nobody likes that. But it's whatever the coach wants us to do, and we're going to try to execute and do the best possible and stay ready and work. The days that you don't have a game or you don't not plan to play, but it's not ideal. As player, you always like to know, the consistency of when you're going to play, how you're going to play. But it's a very deep team, and if coach wants to play 3 guys or 2 guys for one spot, it's gonna take a lot of buying in.
Okay, Kyle Goon, please.
Hey, Mark, sort of touching on that, how much advance notice do you have when you're going to play in a game? Like, did you go into the series knowing you might play in the second game? And do you get the sense that your appearances will be matchup based or just every couple games, or do you know?
You guys asking the wrong guy. It's coach's decision, it's coach's call. He can tell you right before the game like it happened. You never know. You as a player, you try to stay ready all the time. Kind of do the same things that you do and prepare yourself if you're going to play a lot. But sometimes it doesn't go that way. So don't ask me. I just work here.
Okay, Dan Wakey, please.
Mark, when you guys double team Luka like that, what has to happen with the other 3 guys on the court to stop him from being able to get the ball to the center the way that he was able to do in the second half? It seemed like you guys had success with it in the first.
Yeah. Well, it's all part of starts where you pick him up. As he comes off, normally they were using the double drag to keep one guy high and creating fewer guys on the tag and kind of open up the corner or the back cut and forcing you to commit to that. So he was doing that in the second half a little bit lower and creating more space from his man. At that point, our blitz, our show, our trap, he has a little more space to reach you. He's just stretching out and going pretty much to the 45 angle, and at that point he just kind of reads and waits to see what's open. He's a really good player. Here in the NBA there's more space than in Europe, so he's seen that before, obviously. He's going to see it a lot more, but in Europe everything is tighter and hard to see. He mentioned it after the game that here in the NBA there's so much space that those angles are easier for him to read just because the spacing and where everybody's at.
Okay, I want to take last couple questions here, Mark. David Medeman, please.
Mark, since the Boston game, what type of treatment, if any, have you gotten on that left finger or that finger on your left hand?
There's not much to do. I think popped out and it has a small little crack in it. It takes a minute to get going, but it's okay. It can get it is what it is, and I'm just happy that the coach tried me to play. and I was able, like, once you get a couple, catches and you feel like the blood flow gets going on the finger and the adrenaline gets going too, it's a lot better. The treatment, it's what it is. You do ultrasound, you try to do, all the passive stuff, try to get him to move a little bit. But it's not much that, there's no magic pill to that one.
And will it require anything in the off season, or is it like kind of a timing thing?
No, no, it won't require anything in the off season.
Okay.
Okay, and last question, Yvonne, please.
Hey, Mark, you've played a majority of your minutes this season with the starting group. So where were you at rhythm-wise with the second unit? Because it did feel like you guys started to kind of, click and then have some synergy out there.
Just play basketball, move the ball, communicate, help each other, no matter what. Don't get stagnant. In the second unit, you have to play at a faster pace, and you might not have as much talent or targets on the floor. And everyone must touch the basketball at all times. That makes it fun. That makes the ball moving. That makes the defense work a little bit better. So that's what you want to do with a unit like that. Obviously, when you play with the starters, it's different. They're more for spacing and kind of allowing your horses to have more space to do their thing. But on the second unit, it's about helping each other, communicating, making things easier for them and creating those angles.